The sun rises over the iconic Hollywood skyline. The studio lot is eerily quiet, save for the faint hum of fluorescent lights. A billboard looms over the entrance. Elizabeth Sparkle, radiant and youthful, smiles down at the empty streets. Workers on a cherry picker begin to strip the poster down, revealing a younger star beneath. Inside the studio, Elizabeth Sparkle, once a Hollywood icon, now faded and desperate, stands on the set of her long-running aerobics show. The set is garish, neon-colored, and outdated. She practices her routine, her movements stiff and forced. Harvey, a slick, no-nonsense producer, enters. He avoids her gaze, clutching a clipboard. Elizabeth, we need to talk. Elizabeth stops mid-movement, her smile faltering. Harvey, perfect timing. I was just working on a new routine. The audience is going to love it. Harvey hesitates, then delivers the blow. About that, the network's moving in a younger direction. We're replacing the show, effective immediately. Elizabeth's face falls. The room feels like it's spinning. But I am the show. They love me. They've always loved me. Harvey's voice is cold, final. Not anymore. You're too old, Elizabeth. It's over. He walks out, leaving her standing alone on the set. The silence is deafening. Elizabeth stumbles out of the studio, her ears ringing. She looks up at the billboard. Her face is almost completely gone, replaced by the new star. A sharp pain grips her chest. She drives in a daze, her hands trembling on the wheel. She glances at the billboard again. The pain in her chest intensifies. She loses control of the car. The car spins out, crashing into a lamppost. Glass shatters. Neon lights blur. Everything goes black. Elizabeth wakes up in a sterile hospital room. Her face is marred by minor cuts. A young nurse, radiant and full of life, leans in close. For those who refuse to fade, the nurse whispers. She slips a flash drive into Elizabeth's hand and disappears before Elizabeth can respond. At home, Elizabeth sits at her laptop, the flash drive plugged in. A minimalist webpage flickers to life, the substance. Become younger. More beautiful, more perfect. Her trembling hand hovers over the mouse. What do I have to lose? She whispers to herself. She clicks. Order. Days later, a sleek black box arrives. Elizabeth opens it to reveal an intricate glass vial filled with an iridescent serum labeled Activator. The instructions are clear. A single injection will create a perfect, youthful version of herself, Sue. The two bodies will switch consciousness every 7 days. Elizabeth hesitates, then injects the serum into her thigh. Here goes nothing, she mutters. A searing pain rips through her spine. She convulses violently, her skin splitting open. A new figure emerges from the cavity of her back. Sue, a carbon copy of Elizabeth in her prime. Hello, Elizabeth, Sue says, smiling. Elizabeth stares in awe and terror. Weeks pass. Sue's rise is meteoric. She effortlessly slips into Elizabeth's old role, dazzling audiences and charming executives. The aerobics show becomes an overnight sensation. Elizabeth, however, remains trapped in a cycle of decay. She watches herself vanish, piece by piece. One evening, Elizabeth confronts Sue, who lounges on the couch, sipping champagne. You're killing me, Sue! Look at me! Elizabeth shouts, holding up her withered right index finger. Sue smirks. Maybe you should enjoy what's left of your time instead of wasting it resenting me. Elizabeth's resentment festers. One night, Elizabeth wakes up, expecting to return to the world, only to find herself still in the dark. Sue has stolen their week. By the time Sue finally switches back, Elizabeth has become grotesque, a near hairless, skeletal figure. Elizabeth gasps in horror at her reflection. She stumbles toward her laptop, typing frantically on the encrypted line. I need more stabilizer fluid, please, she pleads. The response is grim. Sue has hoarded the stabilizer fluid. Elizabeth's decay is accelerating. Desperate, Elizabeth tracks down an illicit chemist, who provides an alternative serum, one that can permanently eliminate Sue. This is irreversible. Are you sure? The chemist warns. Elizabeth hesitates, then nods. Back at home, Elizabeth clutches the syringe, staring at Sue, who lies unconscious. She hesitates, craving one last taste of admiration. I'm sorry, she whispers. She injects the serum into Sue. Sue convulses violently. Elizabeth falters, unable to go through with it. She attempts to revive Sue, but the damage is done. Sue's eyes snap open. Realizing Elizabeth's betrayal, she retaliates. seizing a nearby dumbbell and crushing Elizabeth's skull. Sue stands over Elizabeth's lifeless body, breathing heavily. She believes she has won. But her victory is short-lived. Without Elizabeth, there is no stabilizer fluid. Days later, Sue's once pristine body begins to rot from the inside. Desperate, she breaks into Elizabeth's locked cabinet and discovers a hidden vial of activator serum. "I can fix this," Sue mutters. She injects herself. Pain explodes through her bones as her flesh contorts. Instead of a perfect replication, her body mutates into something beyond comprehension. On New Year's Eve, the studio is packed for the live broadcast. Monstro Elisa Sue, draped in sequins and false confidence, takes the stage. The audience cheers, unaware of the horror beneath the mask. As the heat of the lights intensifies, the mask dislodges, revealing the monster's truth. Screams erupt from the crowd. "What the hell is that?" a security guard shouts. Security rushes the stage, but Monstro Elisa's limbs snap and regrow, oozing viscous fluid. One audience member, blinded by panic, brandishes a metal pole and decapitates the beast. A moment of silence follows. Then, from the gaping wound, a new head emerges, a pulsating blend of Elizabeth and Sue's grotesque features. Monstro Elisa Sue flees into the streets, the city's neon glow illuminating its twisted form. It doesn't make it far. The body collapses, dissolving into a pool of viscera. Among the carnage, something stirs, a detached, half-formed face, the last remnant of Elizabeth. It slithers onto the Hollywood Walk of Fame, aligning itself over the star that once bore her name. "I was a star," the face whispers. In the fading moments, Elizabeth hallucinates a standing ovation, adoring fans, camera flashes, the applause of a world that never truly loved her. A final smile stretches across her lips before she melts away into nothingness. By morning, all that remains is a crimson stain, swiftly erased by an indifferent janitor's floor scrubber. Hollywood moves on, just as it always does, forever hungry for the next rising star.